Welcome back. Once again, we're seeing some more Zetsubou Sensei. There's questions abound, really. None that I actually want answered, but there's plenty of questions. What exactly is going through the heads of many of the characters? Is Zetsubou Sensei himself going to start accepting the wider world and people's alternate worldviews and not delve into despair at every opportunity? And also, are we going to be getting any new character introductions during this one as well? Considering we're so close to the end of the first season of Zetsubou Sensei, and it's still just, here's a new family member. Okay. But I think, truthfully, what I'm actually looking forward to is this world, these people giving him a true reason to actually fall into a bit of depression. We all eke out our own existence, find a way to live. He just needs a little pick-me-up. Let's watch some more Zetsubou Sensei. We're moving on to winter break already. What kind of movie are they watching? Some paying a bit more attention than others. It seems like it's quite an artsy piece. Was that part of the cultural festival? From the little I've heard, I've seen worse films. I can remember one in particular. I mean, what was Danny Trejo even doing in that movie? It was like a student project. Did they just ask him to be in it? If anyone can guess which movie I'm thinking of here, well, I'm sorry that you know of it. But it'd be interesting to think if anyone can guess what it actually was. But with the different take on all of this, the intro compared to what we know of Zetsubou Sensei, not quite as suggestive as the one we saw before. And much more focused on the other characters and their thoughts and feelings rather than despair of many kinds. Congratulations on turning 40. I'm not there yet. Give me my time and money. Yeah, I understand. Being forced to... Do we have a cinema purist? So you can't badmouth it? They don't know the intrinsic nature of cinematography. The original way. Yeah, times move on for a reason. Quick, escape from the detractors. They really want their money back, don't they? And yet it's a crossroads. So it's not his fault, he was just copying everyone else's before. To be fair, I think he deserves to be in despair. I mean, there is following the greats and the knowledgeable, but adhering too closely to it without actually imparting anything new or interesting. Who's okay? Standard barbarian, elf, mage, Ronin. So when you have a lack of actual talent or imagination, first I'm following the way of old, the original. They Is this also a statement on not deviating away from source material? Like if you've got manga and whatnot and you try to inject something new or interesting, you'll have people chasing you, pulling you down in the middle of the street. Can't allow the idol to be doing something like that. I like the backing track to this scene though. By not taking yourself too seriously. And yet it's its own separate entity. You can't blame it. Even when they're just walking, Maria looks like she's having fun there. Why would a town need so many escape routes, and why would he need to know the recipe? Need to know them. Quick way to an early grave, that one. Completely dead eyes there. What was the recipe for? Asphalt? And at least in the culinary ways, we have learned a lot since years back. So, do we really want to be following the original way there? So many people stuck. A meteorologist. Which road is stuck there? Also, if they're following the usual way, they'll be on a tea break shortly. Also, who is she going to sue in this one? Not that I saw anything. Yeah, blame the editor. I see he's following in what he's learned. Yeah. More or less. How many others would follow in his footsteps? Or kneel scrapes at that point? Is there not an ordinary street in this entire city? Anyone taking actual responsibility for their own actions rather than blaming someone else? Yes, of course, as long as it's not your fault. She's not one to agree with excuses of any sort. But which old way is this? Who's he going to blame now? Or die a horrible death? For him personally, they both seem like decent options. I mean, no one's going to treat him well either way. Just ignore the situation. Run. That was a very Monogatari. Just skip into a bunch of signs and God's way. So it's the same decisions, just leave it up to fate, and you can just keep talking until you get the option that is better. Is he actually just running away from that situation? Mm-hmm. I mean, potentially deserved. What is the rate of street attackers in this place? Why? Huh? So whose knife was it? Can they extract some? Oh, there's more. Every time. I was going to say, every time we flick back to him, is he going to have one more blade in his spine? Do we have a new slasher on the street? So, just imagine she's a fly on the wall. You may not want to open that. How did we know that was coming? She had to move out of the school building, apparently. Does it? How did she get here in the first place? I think I answered the question myself. Like any other day in his life, he's in cleaning. Why is this a bad thing? I see why it's a bad thing. Anything that may seem dirty or impure needs to go. There'll be nothing left, even the foundations will be torn down. Everything. Nothing is safe. We're not just talking about houses or rooms, are we? How deep a clean does it actually go? Oh god. That's what Griffith was looking for, wasn't it? I also saw a little mannequin or something in the collector's editions. What? He'll just have to go crawling through the trash bags in order to find it. Now, I know the pain of having something thrown away of mine after someone doesn't know the value of it. I remind my father every time I remember it about the time he gave away my original black and white Game Boy for 50 pence. It does look a lot cleaner. Less kind of just junk laying around. The fact that it's just is so blasé about having people just turn up and overtake his house whenever. Oh, what he would give to be a bear or a snake. I mean, if he's allowed to keep one thing in this place. Is that when you're dead? Ah. So we have to... Absolutely not. Oh. Well, I've been less than human for many a year, so why change now? I feel several people may be called out over this. Once in a while, maybe it's okay to go outside. No matter how bad your life is, just claim it's hibernation. Remember, it's someone else's fault. That's what we're learning from this episode. FFYG. Don't worry. One day it may come back. Although some things might be beyond help. Yeah, some people are allowed to dream. You don't want to crush everyone's hope. Is she going to suggest hibernating together? Everyone quiet. Is there movement? She leaned forward there, almost out of her little closet. How forward? It's dark, isolated, relatively warm. Is that why she likes it so much in there? She's not used to a roommate, even if it is his house. Is she going to charge for rent for the time that he is there? There's several characters who I could deserve to feel a little let down by his current actions. Is it going to be one after the other? Or is she some like Baba Yaga type beast? She's had enough of things. There's nothing worthwhile out there. Because it seems fun. They're packing in quite tight in there. A group hibernation. Yes, let's make the entire room airtight. Is this some sort of now like governmental torture system being set up? Small room, all things taped over. Nice source of carbon monoxide in the center of the room. If you're gonna do it properly. Why was there an empty space? He can atone for them tomorrow. What's on the B side of this track? A way to send chills right down his spine. Why is it that a picnic is the reason to do that? It's sometimes when you hear that phrase, it's something exciting to look forward to. But organising your future, maybe not. So a way to dispel any sense of calm he may have. How many pills are you taking? Oh no, the inevitable decline of your future. Can it be a... Well, yeah, it can be deemed a victory if she... Is this what I... Who could have seen that coming? Stay above the floor. They were enjoying a nice hibernation. Well, I mean... I mean, she woke him up, did win in one fashion or another. Completely unnecessary, but I like the running jokes like that. Where she's... A wild street. That is very wild. Someone's having to pay dearly for that. He might not need to teach for a while, though, if he can settle this out of court. Also, whoever recorded that scream... Hold on. Put a certain level of attention and emotion into that. And considering the lackadaisical nature of this show, to suddenly have unexpected natural accident... Well, not really natural as a runaway tram, but still, accident like that out of your control. A... potentially fatal run-in. With the amount of times that he has attempted death in the past, maybe he's immune to it. I wonder if the Reaper is bored of seeing his face yet. And to think all could have been avoided if they just ignored the sleepy feeling from the carbon monoxide. You're actually doing a follow-on like this? Out of all the shows, I didn't think we'd have a... Why are you wearing a veil already? Was she expecting he's already dead? Or maybe hoping? Don't fight amongst yourselves. Yeah, a show of this nature having a moment like this. Did they make him more than man? Eh? Isn't there one more? Honestly, though, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to finish my sentences properly while I'm watching this show. A show like this didn't expect a sudden call into the dramatic, the reality of life, someone being in a traffic collision, if you can even call it that, being brought into the operating theatre, having to worry about their future, their survival, their quality of life afterwards. And yet it feels completely natural in this one. We can joke and laugh about him having nothing to live for in this world, wanting to sleep for it all, and yet also be slightly concerned. Everyone can drop their premises, their stalking natures, their hikikomori tendencies. When things truly matter, they can rush down and be by his side. Some may be more open to the finality of his existence than others. Coming down already all in the black dress and the veil. Either she was having fun out there already, or she heard, oh, I've got the outfit just for this occasion. I do hope, though, that with one episode being left, another translator note, okay, if it doesn't focus on what we just saw at all and moves on to some other bullshit, that would be completely expected of this show. If we also get some sort of mindscape vision while he's recovering in his medically induced coma, that I would also expect thoroughly. Although if he does have to go through a certain level of physiotherapy after his accident, I wouldn't want anyone here looking after him. For multiple reasons. His own welfare being one of them. And although this season is over, I know that it carries on. There are plenty more after. What I don't know, though, is after an accident like this, if anyone would have a little introspective look at themselves to think, you know what, maybe they should change their perception and ways a little. The fear of death, and when it comes unnaturally close to you or someone you know, it gets you looking at what matters most. Although that would lose about 95% of the entire identity of this show. So, there are times when I want to hibernate. I'd say anywhere between Monday to Sunday. The comforting thought of not having to get up or have any sort of responsibility, I think that can relate to a lot of people. But just remember, no matter how badly things go in your life, just blame someone else. Editors, directors, an almighty deity in the sky. No personal responsibility needed. Just like if I say or do anything somewhat ridiculous, it's your fault. I hope you know that. How far back can we get this ladder of blame going? It'll be fun to find out. If you've enjoyed this episode, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below. Consider subscribing if you want to see more, for some reason. But definitely get some rest, because I want to see you in the next one.